Part 2. Lights, camera, and action. Well, there's not much action here going on where we're fishing at. Welcome back to Jopo Lake. That's the bridge right there. That's a Lake Ridge. Lake Ridge Street. And so far, there's no bite, there's no nibble. To be expected, of course, because we're fishing in the day. But I don't care. Sometimes I just go here to relax, to think about stuff. And you know, it's important to get away from all of it. I know a lot of people are going through a tough time. That's why I suggest that you guys should have some kind of hobbies to keep you occupied and not think too much about what's going on around the world, what's going on around America. That's why on my channel sometimes I play a little bit of games. And do a lot of stuff with my channel. So let's get back to that ammo shortage things. So today I went to Academy just to see what it's like. No ammo. However, I do see some gun going back in stock, especially your handgun. The AR-15 is kind of out of stock. I don't know if that's just Academy hiding this AR-15. I don't know, because sometimes they do that. The last school tragedy, they hide all the AR-15s. They didn't want to sell them. So yeah, Academy, they're like half liberal, half conservative, to be honest. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, that's their problem. I don't have nothing against them, because there's still a great place to buy ammo compared to other places right now, because they have a healthy stock. When the supply arrives, when it doesn't arrive, I mean, the shelf is pretty much barren, just like every other gun store. So I couldn't find any ammo. Not like I need those ammo right now. So the boat just passed by, went by, and create more wave. Yeah, the shelves are pretty empty, but they still have a healthy supply of AR-15 magazine. Look at this. You see all this trash? Come on, guys. If you gotta go fishing, pick it up after yourself. Pick up after yourself. This is the reason why the city just don't like fishermen. This is the reason why. Because these people are trash. They don't pick up after themselves. So much trash. Look at this. Look at this big pile of trash right here. God, what the heck, man? You go fishing, pick up after yourself. You ain't a kid anymore. They even throw the chair here, the beer bottle. Okay, we're gonna fish on this side of the bridge. So yeah, I went to Academy. The handgun is starting to go back in stock. But here's the thing. Not as much people buy handgun this month compared to the previous couple of months, because they couldn't find any ammo left. I mean, if you buy a handgun and you couldn't buy any ammo, then what's the point, you know? You're pretty much holding a brick. Heck, even a brick has more use than an empty handgun. Yeah, but still, you know, if you think it's an emergency, you need a handgun, some bullets, you can still get some bullet online, but it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg for it. They go pretty much as 500% to 800%, even 1,000% on certain type of ammunition. So overall, buying ammunition is a good investment, to be honest. I mean, during good time, just stack up on it, and during time like these, if you have plenty, you can resell them for a profit. It's not a bad business decision, to be honest. But if you were to stockpile right now, you don't pay too much for them. I'm into firearm for a very long time, since like, I don't know, 2007 or something. That's where I bought my first gun. My first gun is a .22 long rifle. Guess what it is? I don't think you can guess what it is. You might say it's a Ruger 10/22. Well, it's not. It's close, but it's not. It's a Colt. My first gun is Colt Boomerang Colt M4 .22 long rifle AR. I love that gun. But what I don't like about that gun is that it's very dirty. After 1 day of range time, I mean, that gun is filthy. It's very dirty. I didn't like that, so I sold that gun. I got myself a Ruger 10/22, and noticeably it's a much cleaner running gun than a Colt M4. But I wish I kept a Colt M4 though, because let's be honest, it's a Colt. It's a Colt, and Colt is a pretty popular brand among firearms. So you want to keep Colt firearm. It might worth something in the future, you know. And I believe that was Colt first .22 long rifle AR-15 platform. I think back then we don't have a lot of choices in terms of .22 long rifle AR. All we have is like M&P 22, Smith & Wesson M&P 22, and Colt and Ruger 10/22 for yeah. There's not a lot of choices right now. You guys are spoiled. You guys have so many choices right now. So many players jump in the .22 long rifle AR scene, and I think one of them has come out to be one of the best. AR-15 .22 long rifle is CMMG, because I have a .22 long rifle upper from them, and it has been running great. Especially it's running superb on my Franklin Armory binary trigger. So much fun on that gun. So my first time using a binary trigger with a .22, dumped like 500 rounds within a couple of minutes. It's fun, but I consume a lot of ammo. Yeah, I recommend CMMG .22 long rifle if you want a AR platform .22 long rifle, because the AR platform is pretty modular. You can pretty much attach anything to it. So we're not getting any fish today. Let's move out of this place. It's kind of too much noise here, right here. I mean, look at this. Look how beautiful this fishing spot is. That's why I come here a lot. You know, the fishing will get better once the weather get a little bit colder, because the fish want to warm up, so they'll get closer to the shore, to the surface, than they usually did. Right now, I mean, the weather is getting cooler, but you know, like they're not yet getting to the shore, not yet. So yeah, the ammo situation is not getting any better. However, if you want to buy 22 long rifle ammo, go to iammo.com. That's the letter I and then ammo.com. They have tons of 22 long rifle ammunition for sale. The last time I checked, they have thousands and thousands of cases of ammo left at a pretty good price too. It's not the hyper price that a lot of websites are charging these days. So go to iammo.com, get your 22 long rifle ammunition right now before they're all sold out, because I think recently they just restock them and they have thousands and thousands of cases of ammo for the 22. As far as the 5.56 and other caliber, yeah, that's sold out, but the 22, there's plenty right now, and it's cheaper to shoot. But even that, you know, they went up a couple of $1 on a 22 ammo. So I just bought a case of Aguila copper plated soft nose 22 long rifle ammo. I bought a case of that just to replenish my 22 long rifle the last time I went to the range. I used CCI standard velocity ammo last time I went to a range, but it's really difficult to get some CCI these days, because you know the CCI tend to be more reliable on pretty much every 22 long rifle than other ammunition. But I use all of them, but still, you know, I still find CCI to be more reliable because it feeds more reliably. And I didn't like the Remington Thunderbolt or the Remington CB. I mean, those I don't like those. I have a lot of jam and a lot of ammo quality issue with Remington, especially with the CB. I mean, if you have a CB, you should know what I'm talking about. The bullet is pretty loose on the ammo. I mean, you can feel it getting loose on the ammo, and you know, it oftentimes it gets jammed and stuff like that. It just doesn't feed reliably. I just didn't like the Remington so much. So I use pretty much Federal and just CCI. Even Aguila is more reliable than Remington, to be honest, when it comes to 22 long rifle. When it comes to other caliber, most of the time it doesn't matter, to be honest. I mean, if you use, like commonly used handgun rounds and rifle rounds, most of the time you won't be able to tell the difference between one ammunition manufacturer versus the other. Besides, you know, how reliable it is. If it feeds reliably on your gun, then great. But most of the time, they're of the same quality. especially if you use target ammunition. It still shoot, it still go bang. But if you pay a little bit more, they're more reliable. That's pretty much true for everything in this world. If you want reliability, durability, you gotta pay more. Like a fishing rod. If you have a really cheap fishing rod, most likely it's gonna break on you. This is not an expensive fishing rod, but it's like a beginner fishing rod per se. It's a $40 fishing rod from Walmart. Berkeley Lightning Shock. I love this fishing rod. It's a one-piece fishing rod. I like to use one piece because it's more reliable than the two-piece. It's more stiff, it's more reliable, it doesn't break. It doesn't break as much as the two-piece, because if you have two-piece, it's likely to come off. Some people like the two-piece because it's convenient for them. But I like the one-piece, it's more stiff. I mean, you can feel the bottom of the leg better with a one-piece fishing rod. You can feel the vibration better with one piece versus two-piece. So that's why pretty much I think all of my fishing rod are one piece. This is not my only fishing rod, but this is my go-to fishing rod. Just carefree fishing rod. Just a grab and go kind of thing. If I'm a little bit more serious, I'll use my bait caster. But right now I don't often use bait caster anymore. There's a whole lot more maintenance with a bait caster than a reel, a spinning reel like this. There are more chances of you know, something went wrong with the bait caster. So originally I want to go into that lake, Linds Creek Park, to fish, but they closed the road. They closed the park up. I don't know why. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the park. It's not flooded or anything like that. They just feel like they want to close it or something. Maybe because of this beer virus. I mean, they're just freaking out over nothing. Chances are, you know, like you and I, we both already have the beer virus. We just didn't know yet. Am I still recording, or am I talking to myself? Let's check this out. I need to turn on my GoPro light. Hello, GoPro. Why is it? Okay, I'm still... Yeah, look like I'm still recording. So that's good. 18 minutes in. Nearing 20 minutes. Maybe I'll go for like a 3-part video, because I want to stay at this fishing spot a little bit longer. I didn't bring my Bluetooth headphones, so couldn't listen to music. Might as well just document and make some content for you guys. And I love live streaming, to be honest, but I don't like the prepping part of live streaming, because I don't have a separate studio for live streaming. So before I live stream, I have to set up everything. I have to set up lights, I have to adjust the camera, and you know, just clean up the background and stuff a little bit more, because I wanted you guys to have a good experience in my channel. I don't accept low quality or subpar video, to be honest. That's why sometimes I just took some video out of my channel, because the quality is not there, the video is stuttering, the connection is bad. I just completely take those video out because I don't want bad quality in my channel. I want you guys to have the best possible viewing experience you could have on my channel. And I don't see a lot of people care much about that. And a lot of these people, they have like hundreds and thousands, maybe a million subscribers, but yet they continue to give you guys subpar quality in terms of video and audio. But you know, I want you guys to have the best viewing experience as possible. And I do realize that I do not have that radio voice, so my video might get a little bit boring sometimes. But you know, I try my best. It is what it is. I can't change my voice. Well, actually I could change my voice with a voice changer on live stream, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird talking with those kind of voice. Unless you want to hear my entire video in like a cartoon voice or some sort of a deep evil voice, then you know you don't get me instead. So yeah, I went to Academy, check on the ammo and gun section. Yes, pretty sparse. But I also went to Shoot Point Blank gun store, and they are pretty well stocked on firearms. You can find just about anything in the store right now. Shoot Point Blank. They have several locations here in Texas. I think they have a lot of locations throughout the country as well. And yeah, I went into a Shoot Point Blank today, and they're well stocked on firearm, but the ammunition department is still just as bad as anywhere else. There's no commonly used round left, just some oddball caliber round. So I went to Shoot Point Blank, and I got myself two more Magpul magazines. Right now the getting is good, guys. Don't wait until something is gone and then panic to get them. There's plenty of magazines right now you can get, and you know, you can search for it online. They're pretty decent price right now. They're not the original MSRP anymore, but the price is still good. You don't want it to be gone and then panic about buy them for like 50, 60 bucks, maybe $100 per magazine. It happens during the Sandy Hook thing, and yeah, it's gonna happen again. I don't know when. It might not happen this election year, but sooner or later it's gonna happen again. It doesn't hurt to get a couple more magazines. Even if you don't use them, you can always resell them. It's a good business decision, to be honest. Yeah, get like a bunch more. There's never enough magazine for me. I can always use a couple more to resell them, to use them, to store them. So I got myself two more AR-15 magazine, Magpul Gen M3 magazine with a window, but it's in a flat dark earth color, so it goes well with my setup. One of these days I'm going to show you guys my complete setup, my armor plate, my carry belt, and all the stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't really need those, but you know what? This is America. You can have whatever you want. As long as you don't hurt anybody, you can have whatever you want. And that's why I love America so much. It's a land of the free. But then again, if you think about it, you have to pay for every piece of freedom in this country. And a lot of people pay for with their blood to give us the freedom we have today. But people just take this freedom for granted. They just like to give it back all to the government. I mean, that's a problem of why we declare independence in the first place. We declare independence from England in 1776 because they're getting to the part of tyranny. They try to tax us too much, more than we like. And just look at today. We're paying like, I don't know, 100 times more, 1,000 times more taxes than we were to pay back then. But nobody said anything about it because slowly the American people accept the tyranny of the government. They accept taxation. They accept the promise of free stuff. They eat everything, hook, line, and sinker. That's why we're paying so much taxes today compared to any other day in American history. It's just crazy. And Donald Trump, he tried to reduce the taxes, he tried to do all that, but guess what? Guess who's in the way again? The Democrats. The Democrats promised everybody that they're gonna raise taxes on corporate. But you know what? I already told you what happened when they raised taxes on anything. Those corporate, they will pass the taxes onto you and I. They will pass the taxes onto the workers. They will pass the taxes on everybody but themselves. So raising the taxes will destroy the economy. They only put more money into the hand of career politicians. And those of you who want to defund the police, more taxes mean they're gonna put more money into funding the police. I don't think it's necessary for us to have one police for every 10 person in a county. That's just too excessive use of force. We need cops running around trapping people, do nothing, just trap people like they're nothing, just minding their own business because a feeling got hurt, because someone speeded a little bit, or do something they don't like. Sure, you know, like if they're blowing the red light, that's pretty dangerous. They should get a ticket for it. I mean, I've seen so many accidents. I witnessed so many accidents. People just blowing red lights and just hit the other car. Sometimes they could cause a homicide. See, you know what I don't get is that when a person kills somebody with a car, they call it an accident. But when a person shoots someone and kills them, most of the time they call it a homicide. Those anti-gun people. A car costs more death in this country than a gun. But the anti-gun people, you know, in their mind, they're thinking it's worse. I mean, everybody who owns them are just devils. They don't understand that. They don't understand the gun culture. They don't understand why we have a Second Amendment. So what happened now is I just knocked out my drink, but that's okay. because we have a stainless steel cup. It's not gonna hurt. However, the crap part of this is that I lost my lead, I lost my line. That's the sad part. So looks like we don't have no more bait hooks. Looks like we have to create one so we can continue fishing. All right, I'm prepared for this. Preparedness is everything. You gotta prepare for everything, anything. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I managed to find my sinker, but I couldn't find my hook. I mean, if we have a magnet, we can probably find it, but the hook's kind of camouflaged through all this generic rock. Let's see if I have any more hooks. Probably do. This is the hook I use. It's Owner cutting point, size 1, rig and hook. So this is the hook I use for bass fishing. Let's see if I have any more. No. Always bring a knife to fishing, because you're gonna need to cut your line and stuff like that. So we get a hook. We need to make a lead. Rest in peace camera. I have my camera strapped onto my backpack, so it's gonna go all over the place. Oh, come on now. I try to get it stay still so you guys see me setting up my hook. Okay. So I'm gonna make a lead. I'm gonna reuse this sinker. I'm going to tie the sinker to my lead. As far as the knots go, it doesn't use a knot that is not like a super tight for your sinker, because chances are you're gonna lose your sinker if you hit a rock. If you hit between the crevice of a rock, a lot of time you're going to lose your sinker, and it's better to lose your sinker than your hook, because a hook costs more than a sinker. You want to keep the hook. So from the sinker to the hook, usually I want to have at least 12 to 15 inches, depend on how deep I want my bait go. So from the from the sinker to the hook. You have to do that. I want the hook to face this way. Right now we're doing a drop shot. So that's about good right there. And to do a drop shot, there are several ways to tie this. I like to make a loop. I like to make a loop like so, and just run my hook. Just run my hook in between the loop, like 3 or 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just do it 3 or 4 times. So the idea is to get the hook to look like this. When I go to the bottom, the hook is facing up, and then you add your bait here, and once you pull the hook, it can hook onto the fish. So this is a drop shot. Works great on both shore, and if you have a boat, it works great too. And from your main line, you want it to have a swivel on your main line, so your lead doesn't go everywhere. Trying to get this little knots out. I need to sharpen my knife. It's kind of dull right now. So on your main line, you want to have a swivel, something like this, a small swivel, so that you can attach your lead with your hook and sinker onto your main line. I'm not sure if you've seen this. And have quite a bit of distance between your hook and your main line, maybe 10 to 12 inches. That's about good. And then just tie it up. I mean, the type of knots I'm using, I'm not really sure, but I've been using this knot ever since I used drop shot fishing. It's pretty working out well for me so far, so why change it? If something's working, why change it, you know? We're using the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't try to complicate the techniques. If it works, keep using it. If you are using a certain technique for fishing and it works out for you, keep using it. You don't need to do the same thing as I do. Everybody have a different preference when it comes to fishing. So this time we're going to use a smaller worm. Last time the worm is too big. It could be a problem when we try to cast. So it's a smaller worm than last time. So basically what a drop shot does is when you throw it to the bottom, you're gonna float like this. The drop shot is gonna float like this, and when the fish catch onto it, you're gonna pull it up, and the hooks, you're gonna hook onto the fish's mouth. That's why I like this technique, because it replicates a bait swimming. instead of being just a static. But if you use a fake bait, the plastic bait like I do, this technique requires you to be active. You can't just stay still. You can't just sit in one place. I mean, this technique, you have to be active. It's kind of like life. You can't, if you want to make something use of your life, you can't just stay still. You gotta go and work. So there it is, it's drop shot. Hopefully we get something. And I'm running out of, I'm not running out of, I'm pretty much out of my lemonade. I want to drink some energy drink I had last time. I have a Celsius energy drink, and boy, that energy drink kept me up the entire night. So I don't want to wake up the entire night. Already I'm feeling the difference between the weights of this bait, because this worm is much smaller. So yeah, when I'm casting this line, it felt much lighter. But man, I need to change out this line. It's all white now. It used to be dark green. This entire line is white. Preferably, you want to have the same fishing line as the water you fish. So yeah, this water is kind of greenish. So you want to have green line. And if you go to a lake or a pond or lagoon or whatever that have different color, you want to use the same color. And if you have like clear water, you want to use clear line. You want to use clear line instead of you know, braided lines or line that's visible to you. You know what, we're not going to give up yet. I still have one more battery. So probably we're going to do like 40 more minutes after this part. So yeah, we're going to have 3 parts to our video. This is the second part. Yeah, there's nothing here. Let's move on down a little bit. The area near the bridge, there used to be a lot of fish. In a cold month, I can get a fish every 10 or 15 minutes on the shoreline. On this kind of month, there's barely any fish. You gotta be really lucky to find a fish. Yeah, let's not destroy a line. Let's pay a little bit more attention to line this time, so I don't have to redo the line. The fresh air, it felt so good outside. Yeah, a lot of you guys is going through a hard time right now, including me. I mean, this pandemic is just this overblown pandemic. It's just killing everybody's spirit. That's why you need to find a hobby, and just to stick with your hobby, make you feel good, or a sport. You know, just go outside, go fishing. like I do, or go play sport. If you're into golf, basketball, jogging outside, whatever, go to a park and play. Don't be afraid. Don't crawl in your room all day. I mean, that's what the mainstream media want you to do. You don't have to do that. If anybody tell you to do otherwise, just tell them to F off. I mean, I just do what I want to do. And of course, if you live in like a liberal state, you're not going to be able to do a lot of things that I do now. They're going to restrict you to everything. They want to be your mommy. The state want to be your mommy, telling you what to do and what not to do. Is that what you want to live for the rest of your life? You want to live under tyranny? You want to listen to your mommy and daddy of the state for the rest of your life? Just live free. Just do what you think is right, but you know, don't hurt other people. It's just common sense stuff. But then again, you know, some people are just so brainwashed into believing the state, the government, that they acted like an agent of the government. They'll snitch on you. They'll call cops on you because their feeling got hurt because you didn't do what the states tell you to do. I mean, there's just a bunch of Karen out there. I never seen any time like this in this country where there's a whole bunch of Karen. There's a whole bunch of snowflake screaming at the sky. I never seen anything like this. I never experienced anything like this in my whole life in the United States. Because, you know, we invite too many socialists and communists into this country. We give them free stuff. They got too comfortable. They want more. So they want us to listen to them. They want this country to turn into communist, socialist country. Just so sad. Let's get back to that ammo shortage thing. Firearm. That's what I want this segment to be. The second part is going to be exclusively about the ammo shortage of 2020. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Like the news we have on President Trump, he have the beer virus with his wife. I mean, stock and cryptocurrency, any kind of investment just plummeted. Like within minutes I see that article come up that Trump got COVID and stuff like that, and just within minutes the stock market, the cryptocurrency market just plummeted to oblivion. But you know, I seen that coming. It's not too surprising. Not too surprising to me. But I think he'll be okay. I hope that he'll be okay. I mean, the guy's strong. He's 74 years old. And, you know, he's standing up, talking for hours on end without taking a break. That guy's something. He's strong for his age. I like somebody like that to be my leader versus some coward crawling in his basement screaming, raise this, raise that, white supreme sauce this, white supreme sauce that. I don't like those cowards. All talk with no action. And the action shows it too. The action is against everything that's right. That's why this country, they flipped this country from everything that used to be right is now wrong. Everything's wrong is now right. And if you're a Christian, you're voting for Democrats, you need to search yourself. Look at what the Democrat Party has gone to. They're the party of abortions. They call it women's right, but come on, man. We all know what's that about. It's about abortions. It's about killing babies. It's a baby. It's not something you can just throw away. You don't have a right to take a life. Even though you're the mother, you don't have the right to take a life. Unless, you know, the baby's in the wombs and it's in danger to your life. That's different. That's two different things from just casually going to an abortion clinic and kill your own baby. That's different. But the left, they want to abort the baby even outside the womb. And that's what the Democratic Party is about. They're about abortion, killing millions of babies. I mean, every day there are thousands of babies being aborted in this country. That's every day. Worse than any mass shooting in the United States combined for many years. Just in one day, so many lives just gone. But you know, the left don't want to talk about that. Oh, a woman's right to kill her own kids. I mean, that's just sad, man. I'm single and I value every life. I wish I have kids right now. I wish I have kids. Some people just don't know that. I mean, a lot of us single folks, I wish we have kids. And yet these people, they're so privileged, they're so entitled, they just want to get rid of the kids. You shouldn't do what you do in the first place. I mean, you might argue that, oh, she got a kid out of her will. She was forcibly conceived. But still, there are charity out there that will pay for your birth. There are charity out there that will help you have a kid. You don't need to go to have abortion. There are Christian charity, there are Methodist, Orthodox charity that will help you and your kids. You don't need to go and have an abortion. I wish I have kids, so I can teach my kids the right stuff and not propaganda. I'm just going to teach them how to enjoy life instead of being afraid of everything like some of my family members do. They're pretty much afraid of everything. They're afraid to do anything. I mean, that's not a way to live life. Sure, you want to live for your kids, but then you know what? Let's face it, you only have one life. Your kid might remember you when you die, but after them, their kids and their kids, they kind of forget about you. That's just the truth. They kind of forget about you. They're not gonna know who you are anymore, and you're just gonna be another name on a tombstone. So yeah, just when you get 18 years or something, I mean, just let them be, you know. You don't have to have power over them anymore. Just let them be and do whatever you want to do. You want to go on vacation, just do it. If you want to have a new hobby, just do it. Life is short. Just enjoy life a little bit. Stop being afraid of everything. There's no way to live. We all die someday. And if you live to be afraid of everything, then you're just not living. So far, there's absolutely no bite, no nibble, nothing. But you know, I don't feel too bad. I get to do content for you guys. We get to talk for a while. We got to go fishing for a while. And boy, this fresh air. So much better than being inside the house. Did you know that your house is way more polluted than any outside air? Because all the smell, all the chemical you use inside your house is trapped within your house. So you're constantly breathing all those chemicals and all this pollution inside your house. I mean, versus something like this, you can't beat this. Being outside, just chilling. And by the way, I saw that guy. That guy over there. I know him. I mean, I've seen him all the time. He fish here often. Once in a while we talk. He's retired. He loves fishing. I saw him here oftentimes. He fish here more than I do, so yeah, he's a regular. And he's a pretty good fisherman too. I mean, if he feel like it, he had like 5 or 6 fishing rod out here. And like me, he just pretty much go to fishing whenever he like. Well, he's married, he have a family, but you know, he retired. He just do this just to chill. So yeah, he know how to fish. It's just that his way of fishing is different than mine. I use plastic bait. I don't often use real bait. And he used real bait. And his fishing style is a little bit more laid back. I mean, just toss the bait and just sit there and wait. I mean, if you use live bait, that's fine, but you know, you can't. Using the bait that I'm using is you have to be active. You have to constantly reel in and cast. So yeah. So I talked about going to shoot point blank, a gun store today. I got 2 magazines, 2 Magpul Jan M3 magazine in flat dark earth. It has a window. So right now, just buy the magazine. The getting is good. Get it while the getting is good. Because if you don't, and you don't have enough magazine, I guarantee you, most of you gonna panic buy once the store running out of magazine. So grab a few. I mean, heck, if you can, grab a couple of dozen magazines, because you can always sell them back. But don't do it if you're not financially able to do that. I mean, just don't go into debt, buying all this stuff, buying all this ammo, unless you're trying to invest on them. And yeah, just have enough for yourself, for your family. As for me, I want to do both. Just have enough for me, for my family. Well, I don't have family of my own, but for my family, you know what I'm talking about. Siblings and stuff like that. I mean, most of them, they aren't prepared for anything. It's just fine and dandy for them. They know what's happening in this country, but then they don't want to prepare for it, like some of them don't even have a couple extra of bags of rice or anything just in case something happened. They just don't care about that. I mean, they're too comfortable living here in the United States. They think nothing horrible or bad is gonna go on in the United States, but we already see that in some of the city that's held by the Democrats. I mean, it's burning down. Businesses are dying because they have a lockdown. You never know, things just never gonna go your way. Life is like that. Things never gonna go your way. You gotta prepare for the worst, hope for the best, but just don't go into debt preparing. I see a lot of people do that. They rack up the credit card debt. I mean, I used to be like that, but not anymore. I try not to buy anything that I couldn't pay for. So yeah, even though a lot of time when I go to get my ammo, there's like a whole bunch of cases of ammo, but the price is too high, like that one time. Last time I go to Academy, I see a couple of cases of 5.56, 500 rounds per case for $200. That's 40 cents per round, 40 cents plus per round. But that's not for me. I wanted a lower price. I can wait. I mean, I don't need that much ammo, to be honest. I even consider selling some of my ammo to make some profit out of it. Okay, so today is absolutely bad day for fishing. It's not a bad day for fishing, but it's just the time is not right. Check that out. I don't know if you can see in the sky, the birds are making the arrow shape, the formation, the attack formation. You kind of know how in the ancient time where there's a sword and shield, people use a sword and shield, medieval time stuff like that, way back then. They make all sort of attack formation. Some of those formations are based on nature. As you can see, the bird, they're making the arrow formation. That is actually one of the military formation. That's one of the attack formation, believe it or not. So they got it from the birds and various animal because it works. So yeah, mankind, we're good at copying what nature does, but we're pretty bad at manipulating nature. It's always for the worst. All these climate change people, they're trying to change the weather. They're trying to change the weather of the earth, but they're just making it worse. They spray all sort of stuff in the sky. It's dark in the sky. Yeah, so again, I'm kind of off topic on this second part. It's supposed to be the ammo shortage thing and the firearm. Yeah, in terms of ammo, you don't have a lot of choice right now. If you're new to firearm, you want to buy something to protect yourself, to protect your family, buy like an oddball caliber firearm, something you can find ammo readily available in store shelf. Like instead of 9mm, go for 44 Magnum or something. Sure, some people may say the 44 Magnum is a powerful round. They're gonna, you know, put a bad taste into the new gun owner's mouth because the round's so powerful that they might rethink of owning a firearm because it's loud and it has a lot of recoil. But you know, if you want ammo to be readily available, that's what you have to do. You have to buy some oddball caliber. I mean, I see some very odd caliber that I do not know existed, and I'm starting to see them. Some caliber has been out for a while, but then I just don't look into them. And during this time, I mean, I see a lot of those caliber and starting to get into those caliber. That not like I'm gonna buy the firearm for this caliber, but starting to learn about them a little bit, how they come to be, and you know, things like that. I mean, I never know 6mm existed, 7mm. Not too sure if there's 8mm. As you can see, the bird right there is making the same arrow formation. It's cool how nature works. This look like ducks. This lake, we have a lot of ducks here. Of course, you know, every lake you're gonna find a lot of ducks. Wow, this is pretty depressing today. There's no bite, there's no nibble, and I forgot to bring my fishing line to change it. This line is pretty much spent. But yeah, I've seen a lot of firearms going back in stock, like a lot of them. A lot of popular firearms going back in stock. I see a lot of Glocks 43, Glocks 19, 17. I see a lot of Glock 40 Smith & Wesson. That's what I want. And if you want to buy a firearm, your first time gun owner, I suggest that you buy a multi-caliber firearm or something you can convert down to a smaller size caliber. Like buy a 10mm pistol and you can use 40 Smith & Wesson on the 10mm pistol as well as 10mm itself. So that's a dual caliber pistol. Or buy a 357 Magnum instead of 38 special caliber pistol, because 357 Magnum, because 357 Magnum pistol is compatible with 38 special and 38 special plus P. You don't want to go out and buy just 38 special pistol, and some 38 special pistol is not compatible with 38 special plus P caliber. I mean, yeah, just buy 357 Magnum instead of 38 special pistol. Buy 10mm instead of 40 Smith & Wesson. Or you can buy 40 Smith & Wesson pistol, but make sure there's a conversion for that. There's a barrel conversion to go down to a 9mm barrel. So if you have a 40 Smith & Wesson pistol from Glock, Springfield, and various other company, you can convert it down to 9mm. So now you have dual caliber pistol with just a barrel. All you need is a new barrel. And 9mm pistol can work with 40 caliber magazine. So you'll need to switch out magazine. So that's a cool thing about multi-caliber pistol. And if you want to buy a rifle, I mean, I suggest right now buying AK instead of AR. For if you're new to firearm, unless your money is no objective for you guys, then by me buying AR and then buying overpriced 223, 5.56 caliber, or you can buy AK right now and buy very cheap ammo for the AK. I mean, in my city, Dallas Fort Worth, the AK rounds readily available pretty much everywhere. I go into any gun store, I can find some 7.62 by 39, but I can't find any 223, 5.56. Unless, of course, you want to wake up extremely early and wait in line for it. And sometimes you don't even get the caliber that you're going for, because there are always people in front of you. So right here, there's nothing, no fish.